The smartest way to get a six-pack. The truth is, we all have a six-pack, also known as erectus abdominis. If you're watching this video, you fall in either one of these three scenarios. Scenario 1, you have a poorly developed six-pack. Scenario number 2, you have a high body fat percentage and therefore you can't see them. And scenario 3, you're both at a high body fat percentage and have a poorly developed six-pack. Visually, it looks something like this. For scenario 1, because you don't have a well-developed muscle tissue on your abs, even at lower body fat percentages you can barely see them and they just don't pop. Maybe under the right lighting conditions there is some hope for them. For scenario 2, which is the case for most people, our body has many fat deposits around our abdomen, which doesn't allow you to see it. And finally, scenario 3. A poorly developed six-pack and high body fat percentage has never allowed you to see your six-pack, even when you've tried dropping weight and body fat percentage. In this video, I'll be sharing the smartest way to get a six-pack and being able to have them year-round. Let me know which scenario best describes you in the comments and I'll try and point you in the right direction for what's best for you. Step 1. This will solve the problem for those who have a poorly developed six-pack and those who can't see them at lower body fat percentages. The long-term approach to having an amazing six-pack is to develop them, progressively overload them just like you would your chest or your biceps. The more muscle tissue you have on your abs, the more you'll be able to see them at a higher body fat percentage. This is why I tend to still have my abs even at a higher than usual body fat percentage. To determine the 3 best ab exercises that completes the six-pack, we use exercises that promote greater recruitment of muscle fibers. And hey, if you find this video helpful, do me a favor. I work my ass off in these videos and it only takes a second. For the YouTube algorithm, gently bless the like button. If you're new, subscribe and hit the notification bell. The electromyographic activity analysis allows us to expose the quality of the exercises proposed and to consequently choose and order the exercises in a proper training session. The EMG data from Boak, Burns, and Buskey's showed that the crunch has the most activity in the six-pack. Like any body part for growth, progressive overload is necessary, and therefore the absolute best workout is a cable crunch. I recommend a rep range of 10 to 15 reps, doing at least 4 sets with 20 seconds rest between the exercise. Another at-home variation of the cable crunch is the classic ab crunch. Form is extremely crucial to perform both exercises. This can also make or break if you properly develop your abs. With an ab crunch, focus on getting a deep contraction, as much flexion in the spine as possible, and to allow maximum flexion, exhale as you crunch and imagine curling in your head to your knees. The lower abs done properly. Hanging leg raises are the king of all ab exercises in my opinion. The EMG data from Boak, Burns, and Buskey's showed that hanging leg raises are the most effective exercise for the lower abs, at obtaining well-developed ones too. For a beginner, a hanging knee raise is much easier and targets the lower abs very well. How to do it? 1. Hang from a pull-up bar with an overhead grip and your hands should be shoulder width apart. Flex your hips and bend your knees, holding them above your hips in front of your torso. Now, roll your torso upwards, bringing your knees towards your chin. Slowly reverse this motion without allowing your knees to become untucked from your body. Don't use momentum. The best way these exercises are usually performed with your legs hanging down and flexing at your hips. It's primarily a hip flexion exercise. Tuck your pelvis and you'll target the abs much better. In the case you're advanced, your legs extended can create better tension in your abs. The home version of this workout is equivalent to a knee tuck or a reverse crunch and a pike up. I post tons of my workouts on Instagram at MikeDiamonds23, so be sure to follow me on there. Finally, the last exercise. The oblique abdominals work harder in twisting actions. The external oblique rotating the trunk to the opposite side, while the internal oblique rotates it to the same side. Thus, right trunk rotation into the right internal left external oblique are active. The EMG data from Boak, Burns, and Buskey's also goes to show that even in the case of the rectus abdominis and the external and internal oblique muscles, true isolation is impossible. Every time you engage in any type of core exercise, both the central as well as the lateral stabilizers, or in other words, the abs and obliques will be working together. That being said, my all-time favorite oblique exercise, as I believe it completes that aesthetic look, includes one that provides lateral flexion and trunk rotation. And these are cable wood choppers. The home variation of this workout would be a Russian twist. If you're a beginner, do these exercises every 3 days. If you're more experienced and would like to develop your six-pack abs faster, then do them every second day. No excuses. You can do them at the gym, which I highly recommend, or even at home. Long term, as you keep building and adding muscle tissue to your abs, you'll have them pop at a higher and healthier body fat percentage. Now for scenario 2 and 3, those who have a high body fat percentage. Look, very similar to my client James at 58 years old. You can see he has good shape, and under that fat he has a six-pack. We focused on one major aspect to reveal his abs, and I incorporated a few more tools to allow him to maintain this physique year-round. If you're interested in working with me and me helping you transform your body, coaching is the first link in the description. You must be in an energy deficit and make sure that the size of the deficit is appropriate. Preferably a high protein diet, moderate carb, and lower fat. For example, a 200-pound male eats 2,500 calories diet to be in a deficit. From that 2,500 calories, I would give 1 gram per pound of body weight of protein. So that would be 200 grams of protein. 20% of the total calories allocated towards fat, which equates roughly to 56 grams of fat, and the rest towards carbohydrates, which is 300 grams. I get a lot of people who want to cut carbs to get quicker progress. I always advise starting at a higher carb and utilize that source of energy in the gym to build strength and consequently muscle, over time slowly pulling from your carb intake to stay in a caloric deficit. It's true that you need to have lower levels of body fat for your abs to fully show, and a well-developed core. Just know that no matter how great your core muscles are developed, you'll not achieve the look you want if your body fat percentage is too high. The driving force of fat loss is the diet, a caloric deficit, and most people don't have their abs revealed because they fail at this. First, a big shout out to my client John. He's doing really well, and I promised if he hit his target weight that I'll shout him out. Number 2, I'm gonna do something I've never done before. I'm gonna help 2 people, and I'm gonna jump on a call with you. All you need to do is comment down below what current issues you're having with your transformation or with your body, with your training. I'm gonna pick 2 people from the comment section. All you need to do is like and be subscribed to the channel, and we'll jump on this call. But I'm gonna leave the video here. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit it with a big thumbs up if you did. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one.